This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, let's start. So just a quick recap of what we have done yesterday. Yesterday we understood the BP concept, right? We understood that the way in which the customers and vendors are created in SAP S/4HANA is using the transaction BP. Okay, so if you are coming from ECC background, if you got some exposure to ECC, the old transactions like FK01, MK01, those are the transactions that we were using in ECC. They will directly redirect you to transaction BP. Okay, so just quickly, because yesterday I think it was too much, let me just take 10 minutes to recap everything, whatever we discussed yesterday, and then we will go to the other topics in the business partner itself. So we understood that in order to create a vendor, okay, we have still not discussed anything from the customer point of view. That is the next thing that we will do today. So if I want to create a vendor, I need to go to transaction BP. Okay, in BP, I need to click on new organization button. Okay, in the groupings, you will be able to see the groupings which are pre-delivered by SAP. In addition to those groupings, we can also create our own groupings. Now, what exactly is a purpose of these groupings? If I want to segregate my vendors into different groups, okay, so for example, I want to segregate my domestic vendors, my foreign vendors, intercompany vendors, service vendors, or maybe any other kind of vendors that I want to segregate. So normally I divide them into different groups. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to create different vendor account groups. How can I do that? So I can go to SPRO, IMG, financial accounting, AP and AR, vendor accounts, master data, preparation for creating vendor master data, and here define account groups with screen layout. So if you want to see the transaction code, if you want to use the transaction code of instead of going through this path again and again, the transaction code for this activity is OBD3. Okay, last 4 digits. If you use, you will be taken to this particular transaction directly. Okay, in OBD3, we need to create the different groups that we need. So system will show you whatever groups already are pre-delivered by SAP or maybe whatever you created previously. But if you want to create your own, you can click on the new entry and you can enter the relevant information. So we already created some groups yesterday. We started with R. So this RD01 we created for our domestic vendors. Then RFOR we created for foreign vendors. RIN1 we created for intercompany. And then RSER we created for the service vendors. If you double click on this, this is a 4-digit code that you can provide. The description, whatever you want to provide the description, and then in the field status, you can tell the system for this particular group which fields you want to make mandatory, which fields you want to make optional, which fields you want to suppress, which means hide, and which fields you want to keep display only. Okay, so based on the group, you can make the settings, which fields you are looking to make it mandatory, which fields you want to keep it optional. So this is the first thing which is controlled by the account group. Account group controls the field status. And the next thing that is controlled by account group is number range. Okay, so each and every vendor account group needs to be assigned to the number range. So in our case, we assigned RDO1 to Y7. We assigned RFOR to Y8. Similarly, Y9 for RIN1, and then for RSER, we assigned Y2. Right? Then this Y7 number range, if you see this number ranges, this is a place where you can set up the different number ranges, start number, end number, you can provide everything here. So here if you come and go for Y7, okay, you can see the numbers are starting from 81 all time 0 to 81 ending with 4 nines, right? These are the numbers within which your vendor would be created. Okay, this is a vendor number. So if the number range is external, you have to provide the number manually. If the number range is internal, if I don't take this indicator, then system will automatically take the next number. Okay, but in our case, because in the business partner creation screen, system is not asking us the vendor account group. That is the reason, in addition to vendor account group, we need to also create the BP groupings. Okay, so the additional requirement in order to create a vendor is we need to have the BP groupings also. We also created the BP groupings yesterday. So how can you do that? You have to go to SPRO, IMG. Okay, within cross application components, there is something called as SAP Business Partner. Within SAP Business Partner, you will go for Business Partner once again, basic settings, and here you would be able to see number ranges and groupings. Okay, in this particular screen, you can define the groupings. Okay, so which groupings we defined? We define again the same code. So RDO1, RFOR, RSER, and RIN1. These are the 4 BP groupings that we created yesterday. Similar to vendor account groups, even the BP groupings needs to be assigned to the number range, because the BP number, this number range is for BP number, not the vendor number. Okay, if you want the numbers to be assigned, you need to assign the number range. So which means you will be able to create the number range here. So here again, if you go to Y7, you will be able to see some numbers. Okay, you can see the starting number is this, ending number is this, and this many numbers are already used from this number range. Right? Again, this can be external or internal. If it is external, you have to provide the number manually while creation of business partner. If this is internal, system will take the number automatically. In our case, it is automatic. Okay, so which means whenever I am creating the business partner, system will ask me the grouping. These are 302 groupings which are already available. So all these 302 groupings will become available here. Okay, I need to select the proper grouping. In my case, if I want to select RDO1, okay, so this is my grouping. These groupings internally are assigned to vendor account groups. So there is a third configuration which you need to remember is assignment of BP grouping to vendor account group. Okay, and that is you have to do it in again cross application components. Within cross application components, you will go to master data synchronization. In this one, CVI, which is customer vendor integration, business partner settings. There are 2 folders, one for customer, second for vendor. Let's go to the vendor integration, and here you would be able to go to field assignment, assign keys, and this one, direction BP to vendor. So here you will be able to assign your BP grouping to the vendor account group. So if I go to RDO1 is assigned to RDO1. In addition to this assignment, if you want the same numbers, if you want that the number which is generated for business partner should be same number should be given to the vendor also, then you have to tick on this indicator. This indicator will only work when there are 2 prerequisites which are met. Number 1, both these groupings should have the same starting and same ending number. Okay, the number range in short should be same, must be same. That is number 1. And number 2, vendor account group number range must be set to external. Okay, we already seen our vendor account group number range is set to external. If I untick this and if I try to save this, system will throw error. It will not allow us to use the same number as long as this number range is not set to external. Right? These are the different things that we have discussed yesterday. So quickly, I will try to create a vendor and we will see all other details that we discussed. So I'm selecting grouping RDO1 because internally I want system to automatically derive vendor account group RDO1. If you want to see whether it is derived or not, how you can do that is you can just select the role. What are the 2 roles related to vendor? Which are those 2 roles? If I want to create a vendor as a business partner,
FLVN00.
FLVN00 and FLVN01. Okay, so these are the two important roles. If I go to FLVN00, see, currently there is no company code data, but as soon as I select FLVN00, you'll be able to see company code tab is appearing here. Same way, why this is appearing? Because it is allowing me to enter financial related information for this vendor. If I want to enter the purchasing organization relevant information, then I have to go to FLVN01. If I click on FLVN01, again, if I click on create, you can see instead of company code, it is asking you purchasing information. So FLVN01 is to maintain the accounting information, and FLVN01 is there to maintain the purchasing related information. Okay, so I'll go to FLVN01 first. I will enter the mandatory part, which is company, whatever is the name that you want to give to this particular vendor. Okay, if you come down, there are many additional mandatory fields which you need to fill. If you don't fill, the system will not allow you to save this particular vendor. Okay, I think search term is also mandatory field, otherwise it will throw error. Okay, and if you just come down, language is also one of the mandatory field. Once you enter the mandatory information, you can go to the company code tab. Okay, here you enter your company. In our case, it is RECH. System will ask you some mandatory information. In addition to the mandatory, if you want to enter some information which is optional, normally that is to be done by the user when they are creating the vendor. Okay, once you enter all this information, you can just click on save. So system will generate two numbers. One is business partner number and second is vendor number. And you can see these two numbers are exactly same. Why they are same? Because we have ticked on that indicator. We want the same numbers to be given to business partner and to vendor. Okay, is it clear? Any questions till now? Okay, if not, whatever vendors we have created till now, we created all these vendors in our company code data. We created only for FLVN00, which means if I want to do any financial transaction with this vendor, system will allow. Okay, just a quick recap what we discussed yesterday in terms of the segments in vendor master data. What are the different segments in vendor master? There are three segments. Number one is general segment, which consists of name and address. Number two is company code data, which you would be able to fill in FLVN00. And number three is purchasing org related data, which would be able to fill in FLVN01. Right? So whatever vendors we have created till now, we have created only for company code data. So general data is by default, name and address is by default. Irrespective of which role you select, system will first take the name and address of that particular vendor, and then in company code data, you can enter the financial information. Now, if I want to use this vendor for my module, okay, if I want to use vendor to create the purchase orders, to do the goods receipt, to receive the invoices, okay, in that particular case, I need to create this vendor for my purchasing organization level also. Okay, so the same vendor which we already created, we can extend it to the new role. If I want to add a new role, okay, if I'm in the display mode, see currently I'm in the display mode. If you are in the display mode, you will be only able to see those roles which are already created. Now, have we created all these roles? We only created one role, FLVN00, and this is by default. 6 times 0 is by default. All other roles which you are able to see, these are all custom roles, maybe someone has created who are practicing on this server. Normally, if you work on the production server, you will be only able to see FLVN00 and this 6 times 0. Okay, now if I want to create FLVN01 for the same business partner, it is not allowing me here, right? Because I'm in the display mode. In the display mode, it will only show me those roles which are already created. So if I want to add new, I have to click on this change mode. Okay, display mode means it is only allowing you what is available. If you want to change, you have to click on this change display button. Okay, now you can see we are in the change mode. Now it will allow you to see all the different roles which are available. So if I want to extend it to FLVN01, I'll select this, then I'll click on purchasing, and this is where I'll be able to enter the details related to purchasing org. We already created a purchasing org. Which purchasing org we created? It is also RECH or RC01. RC01 we created, right?
0102, yeah.
Yeah, RC01. I don't think 02 we created. We only created one purchasing org, right? Okay. Anyways, so RC01 is our purchasing org that we created. If I press enter, system will ask you the purchasing org related details. Okay, so there are different tabs here. Purchasing data, which is asking you order currency, payment terms, Incoterms. Some of the fields are mandatory, some of the fields are optional. Okay, so for example, it is asking me order currency. So let's say the order currency is INR because we are using INR as our company code currency. But let's assume if this vendor is a foreign vendor, then it may happen that the orders that you are placing to this particular vendor are in other currency. So based on the vendor, you will be able to enter the order currency here. Okay, this will be by default currency that would be used for your purchase orders. Okay, there are other informations like partner functions, additional purchasing data, interchangeability. So it is not necessary to fill all this information. Whatever is relevant for a particular vendor, that information you will be entering. And once you enter the mandatory information, then you can click on save. Once you save it, system will create this vendor in your purchasing organization also. Okay, now this vendor is available for your purchase order related activities. For all your related activities, this vendor is now available. If you create a vendor in FLVN00, then it will only allow you to do the accounting related transactions. It will not allow you to perform the purchase related transactions. So that should be very clear in your mind that there are three segments for vendor. One is general data, which is name and address information. Second is company code data, which allows you to enter accounting related information. If you enter company code data, then only you will be able to use a particular vendor for your financial transactions. Same way, if you want to use a vendor for your purchasing related activities, then you need to extend FLVN01 role for purchasing data of a particular vendor.
Vikram.
Okay. Yes.
If you just can you click on that icon over there in the change PP in the end? There is a the down change in BP role where the
change in
the next one
this one.
There we see all the next there we see all the roles we are assigned.
Yes, it will show you all the roles that you have created for a particular business.
Yeah.
Right.
Instead of seeing in tables, this is the only option to see it in the screen.
Yes, if you want to see it in the screen, you can use this. It will not show you the general roles. It will only show you the roles related to vendors, customers, and all.
Role is for default for every BP, right? Yeah.
Right.
These are the added roles. Yeah.
Exactly.
The MKK is by default added, is it in this one?
Yeah. MKK someone has created and they have assigned it by default. That is the reason it is coming by default, but otherwise it will not come. In the standard system, it will not come.
Because in current ECC, MKK role is used only for these contract accounts or payments coming from CRM or SRM. That's the only where I've seen that MKK. Otherwise, payments cannot happen in the PSCD or FSCD. But here I could see this by default. Maybe somebody set it as you said.
Right. Someone has made it mandatory, and that is the reason it is appearing. Normally, if you see the standard system, you are right, that will not appear.
Thanks.
Okay. So this is how the vendor master data needs to be created in SAP S/4HANA system. There is no other way. You cannot go to the previous way. If you already used ECC, the same way you cannot use in S/4HANA. Okay, so now let's talk about some of the, okay, maybe before the tables, let's also, because we have SD team also, let's try to create a same set of configurations and customizing for the customer also. Now let's assume I want to create a customer instead of a vendor. I want to create a customer using the old transaction which I was using in ECC. So if you are using ECC system, you can go to transaction FD01 for financial data. If you can go to XT01 where you can maintain the financial as well as sales related information of a particular customer. So even if you try XT01, you can see system is again taking you to same transaction BP. So even if you want to create a customer, all the old transaction codes are obsolete, and the only way to create a customer in SAP S/4HANA is using transaction BP. Okay, so you will be redirected to this particular transaction where you can click on new organization. I think you are already in create organization, so no need to click on new. And here you can again select the groupings. Now these groupings are same. Okay, there are no separate BP groupings for vendors and customers. For BP grouping, it is BP grouping. It has nothing to do with the vendor or customer, right? Which means if you go up, you will be still be able to see the BP groupings that we created. Okay, you can see RDO1, you can see RFOR. Okay, so maybe this groupings we created earlier for our vendors. Okay, but now if I want to create the customers using this transaction, then obviously I have to create the groups for the customers also. Okay, so similar to the vendors, if I talk about the customers, customers also may need to be bifurcated into different categories. There can be different types of customers. Again, I'm just giving the simple example: foreign customers, domestic customers, intercompany, because these are the three setups which are required by each and every company code, each and every company. In addition to this concepts, in addition to these groups, your company may decide to create additional groups as per their requirement. Okay, so how are you going to create these groups in SAP? First of all, the sequence would be, can you tell me the sequence after watching the vendor sequence? What would be the first activity that you will be doing? You can create the customer account. Right? Then you will be creating the number range for the customer account group.
And assign the number range to the
customer account group.
Right? You will assign it to customer account group. Okay, so these are the settings that you will be doing for customer. So I'm just aggregating this into three parts. One is customer. Okay, next setting you will be doing for BP. What are the different things you will be doing for BP? Number one, create the number range. Yeah, create the number of BP number range. And second is there is consolidated activity to create and assign. So create BP groupings and assign number range, because there is single activity for doing both the things. Okay, what would be the next one?
CVI.
Yeah, BP to customer integration using CVI. Okay, so these are the activities that you will be doing. Let's start with creation of customer account group. Okay, so where I can go for customer account group, similar to vendor, if I just come out from here. Okay, if I just close this vendor accounts, I'll go to the customer accounts. So within customer accounts, master data, preparation, you have this define account groups with screen layout. So OBD2, maybe I'll note down the transactions also. This is OBD2. Okay, then once your grouping is created, I'll first create some groups. Okay, so again, I'm just creating two as of now, domestic and foreign. So this is RDOM again, which is for domestic customers for RECH. Okay, again, you can see at the customer group level, I can define the field control. I can define which fields are mandatory, which fields are optional while creation of the customer master data. Okay, so let's take an example. I will make one of the field as mandatory, or maybe let's keep it as it is as of now. Later on, we will see this in detail. So as of now, I'm just showing you that this field controls, you can see there are fold field controls. You can suppress a particular field. You can make a field as required field. You can make a field as optional. Optional means if you enter, fine. If you don't enter, that is also fine. And last one is display, which means it will be available in the display mode. It will not allow you to change it. Right? So this is how you can create a customer account group. RDOM again already exists here. So let me take RDO1 again. Okay, and try to save it. So RDO1 is our first account group that we created. If I want to create additional one, again, I can click on the new entries and provide all the information again, or I can use the copy button to copy the settings from RDO1 itself. Okay, so this one I'll just make it as foreign. Okay, just press enter and save it. So now we have two account groups for customer. One is domestic, second is foreign. Second activity that I need to do is I need to create the number range, which is XDN1. Okay, so if you want to mention this one, it is XDN1. So I'll create a number range. Sorry. Okay, so again, number range is up to me. What numbers I want to provide. I can use the existing numbers which are already available, or I can create completely separate number range as per my requirements. Okay, so again, what I'll do is I'll show you the example of if I want a business partner and vendor, sorry, customer number as same. So I will set up the number range in that way so that I can use the same numbers. Okay, so let's go to Y1 is already used. Okay, I can take the existing one itself, Y1 itself, because you can see it is not being used. As of now, none of the number has been used. Okay, but if you remember, what should I do if I want the same numbers? I need to make customer account number range as external. This is a minimum requirement. So I'm going to use this Y1 in my account groups. Okay, in both the account groups, or maybe I will create additional number range for account group foreign. So one is Y1. Let me see which second I can use. Let's use Y4. So I will assign Y1 to my domestic customers and Y4 to my foreign customers. Okay, so let's go to assign the number range. This is the third step. What is the T code for this third step? It is OBAR. Right, let's go and try to assign it. So position, I will go for RDO1. What was that? Y1, right? Y1 and Y4. So this one I'll assign Y1, and for foreign I will assign Y4. So with this, my customer account group settings are done. Okay, I'm done with these three activities. Next one is I need to create a BP number range, and I need to assign the number range by creating the groupings. So that part, can you tell me the path? Where should I go? What is the path to create the new BP groupings? It is within cross application.
Cross application.
So all the settings, right? all the settings related to business partner you will be able to see in cross application components. There are two important settings for BP you need to remember. One is creating the groups and assigning the number ranges that you will be able to do in this SAP business partner, and second is assigning the business partner grouping to customer account group will be done in master data synchronization. So these are the two paths that you should remember. Okay, going to SAP business partner. Let me see if I can tell you the T code for this also. Normally I use SPRO path, but let's see if there is any T code available for this also. I don't think so. There is no T code. Let's try BUCF. Will it open something? It's opening. So number range is fine. What about the I don't think B001 will work. No. So there is no separate T code for creating the BP groupings. Number range you can use BCF, but I think for groupings you need to rely on the path, or maybe let me try if there is any T code available separately for this.
For T code, there's for number range, right, Vikram? You can use snum also, and the only thing is you should know the object.
Right. snum is normal. It is common for all the number ranges. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me first start with the number ranges. Okay, I will go to intervals and let me see if I can use any interval as it is. Okay, because see y1 is having separate numbers here, I cannot use it. So maybe I'll create y2 and y3. See, number codes can be different, but the numbers internally must be same. And that is the reason I'm creating two numbers. One is number ranges, sorry. One is y2. Okay, and the numbers must be same. So let me see which numbers are available from y1 and y4. So y1 has this number. Let's hope these numbers are available for BP. So this number and ending with 31999. Great, it is available. Okay, so which means we can use as it is. Next number range which I want to create is y3. Again, the numbers which I want to use here are y4. So this 2999. So this number and ending at 99999. This is a problem. Okay, so these numbers are not available. So no problem. We will keep one account group with same numbers, and other account group we will allow the different numbers to be kept. Okay, so it will not create any problem for us. So what I need to do in that case is I need to remove y3 which I created just now. Okay, because it will not allow me to save otherwise. So let me select this and click on this delete line. Okay, and any other number range I can assign to my BP. So let me assign this one. Same number range y2 which I created. Let me assign to both the BP groupings. Or if you want to avoid the confusion, I will assign something else. For example, I can assign, let's take y1. We are already using it, right? So I'll assign y1 itself. So let me go to define groupings and assign the number ranges. Here I will go and create two new entries. Now RDO1 BP grouping is already created, right? So in order to segregate it, I need to create RDO maybe 2. Okay, and this is for domestic customers. Okay, here also I'm writing domestic customers. I think there is a length problem here. That is the reason it is not allowing full description. So I'll write domestic customers. This would be RFO1, which is for foreign customers. Okay, and this is where I need to assign the number range. So which number range I should provide? One is going to be Y2, which we created just now, and second is going to be Y1. And this Y2, not here, but in the last step. In this step, I will take on the same number indicator. Okay, so this activity is done now. We have created two BP groupings and assigned the number ranges. Let's try to save it. Okay, and the last one is we need to perform this activity, which is CVI. So the path for CVI is you have to go to IMG, you have to go to within IMG, you have to go to cross application components once again. But within cross application components, instead of going to SAP Business Partner, this time you would be going to master data synchronization. Okay, in master data synchronization, you will be able to see CVI, customer vendor integration. Open it, go to business partner settings. You will be getting two separate folders, one for customer, second for vendor. Yesterday we have seen vendor one. Now I'm going to customer. In this field assignment, assign keys, and this one, direction BP2 customer. Okay, so here you need to assign your BP grouping RDO2. Okay, and it would be assigned to which account group? Similarly, RFO1. Can you tell me what account group I should assign? Which account groups we created? We created same, right?
RD02 and RF.
One for domestic and one for
RDO, RF1, yes.
Okay, and this one we want to have the same number because the number ranges are common, assigned to RDO2 and RDO1. Okay, let's try to save it. Yes, because the number ranges are same, because the number range for RDO1 is set to external, that is the only reason system has not given us any error. Let's try for this. See, we are getting the error. Why we are getting the error? Because the numbers are different. The number ranges which I assigned here and the number range which I assigned here has the different numbers. That is the reason I am getting this error. So whenever you create a customer using this group, system will allow you to have the same number. The business partner and the customer number will have the same number. But if you use this RFO1, your business partner number would be different and your customer number would be different. Okay, just remind me, once I complete this scenario, I will explain you the flexible grouping also. So as of now, I am just saving it, coming out. So now our new group is ready to be used to create the customers, right? How should I create a customer now? All my configurations are in place.
PP.
I'll go to transaction BP. I'll click on new organization. Okay, BP grouping. My two new BP groupings should be available now, RDO2 and RFO1. So I can see RDO2. My BP role would be for customer.
It'll be a FI customer or something.
FLCU00.
Customer FLCU00 and FLCU01. So for financial information, FLCU00. For sales related information, it would be FLCU01. Okay, so I'll go to FLCU00 first. Click on create. Okay, provide the information. So this is a company and this is test customer or test domestic customer for RECH. Okay, it will also ask you what your mandatory information. So for example, it is asking you city, it is asking you other details. I will enter the search term, which is RECH. If you come down, so I'm just entering the additional information, but as I told you, normally when you are working in the company, whatever information is available, we should try to maintain all the information. Okay, language is English. So similar to vendor, you can see when I'm selecting FLCU00, I am getting the option of company code data. Okay, let's click on the company code data. What is our company code? It is RECH. So it is asking you two things. One is it is asking you reconciliation account, and second is it is asking you the sort key. So sort key, you can select anyone, it will not make any difference. I'm selecting this posting date. Reconciliation account, the problem is similar to yesterday. If I do F4 here, in our FI batch, we have still not created the reconciliation account for customer, because as I told you, in FI batch, we are still discussing GL accounting. We have still not reached to AP and AR. Once we reach to AP and AR, then only we will be talking about the GL accounts. Okay, and that is the reason, as of now, you have to manage and you have to create a GL account on your own. So even when you are practicing, you can take the help from your FI consultant. Okay, I already provided you all the email IDs and you already have the WhatsApp group where you can communicate with each other. You can take the help from FI consultants if you are getting stuck somewhere from the FI point of view. Obviously, I am available whenever you are facing any issues from the FI point of view. You can write a mail to me also. But in short, there are some settings which are mandatory, without which you will not be able to execute your MM and SD related transactions. Okay, so you will come here, and normally your AR account, accounts receivable account, which is assigned to customer, is assets account. Okay, and that is the reason you have to create a new GL account within assets. So I'll create new, I'll take the next number, which is 2001. Okay, company code RECH is correct. GL account type for assets and liabilities, it would be always balance sheet account. Account group would be assets. Okay, and here you will enter AR. Okay, accounts receivable. And as I told you yesterday, in control data reconciliation account, yesterday we selected vendors, and that is the reason it was appearing while creation of vendors. Now we are creating this reconciliation account for customers, so we need to select customers. This is mandatory. If you don't select this, the GL account will not appear in your customer master data. Okay, and last one is go to create bank interest. In the field status group, you can select G067, which is for reconciliation accounts. G067. Okay, and try to save it. So now AR account has been created. If you go to the customer master data once again, okay, if you do F4, you can see this AR account is now appearing. Okay, that's it. Let's try to save it. So system will generate the number. You can see the number is exactly same as business partner and customer. This is because we have created the same number range. We have kept the customer number range as external, and then we ticked on that indicator, which was saying same number. Right? But again, this particular customer that we created only for FI. You can see currently I'm in the display mode. So in the display mode, it is only showing me those roles which are extended. I cannot see FLCU01. So if I want to use this customer in my sales and distribution module to create the sales orders, to create the quotations, contracts, whatever I want to do, I need to have this customer available in my sales organization also. And that is the reason if I want to add a new role, make sure that you are in change mode. So go to the change mode, select the role that you want to extend. I want to extend FLCU01. Okay, then you will be able to see the sales and distribution tab. Click on the sales and distribution tab. It will ask you the sales area. We already created the sales area, which is a combination of sales org, distribution channel, and division. So what is our sales org? I think it is RECH. What is our distribution channel? RC or something? Yeah. No, this is correct or not? For RECH, what we created? Okay, let's do F4. For sales organization RECH, we created R1 and R2 and distribution channel 02. Right, so let's say I want to create for sanitizers, which means my sales organization is RECH, my distribution channel is 02 and division is R2. Right, if you just press enter, system will ask you this information. Okay, system will ask you some of the information which is optional, some of the information which is mandatory. I already told you how you can make a particular field as mandatory or optional using the event customer account group, right? So there are different tabs here. In the order tab, you have some fields. If you want to enter these details, you can enter. We will discuss when we'll do the transactions, which fields are relevant for what. These are normally relevant for the reporting purpose. So if you want to report based on the sales district, or if you want to create a report based on the sales office, sales group, you can, these are normally default values. Okay, so whenever you create a sales order for a particular customer, the sales office, sales group, this can come by default at the time of creation of sales order itself. Right, same way shipping. There are few fields related to shipping. There are few fields related to billing. So I think this will be very early stage if I explain you what is shipping, what is billing. These are the things which we are going to discuss in detail during the course. So as of now, I am just showing you how to save this particular customer master data. Even partner functions, you can see that they are not appearing. So till the time the partner functions will not appear, again, you will not be able to create any sales order. So that thing we need to discuss in detail. As of now, I'm just trying to click on save so that this customer master data can be created under my sales area. But definitely, if I want to use this customer for my sales orders and other shipping, billing related things, there are a lot of other settings that I have to do from the sales and distribution module. Okay, so now this particular customer has been created in your company code. It is also created in your sales area. Okay, any questions now? Anyone who wants any explanation on business partner, whatever we discussed yesterday, the system was slow. That is the reason it was creating a lot of confusion. That is the reason I took some 10-15 minutes of time to explain the most of the things once again. So I think now everyone should be clear with whatever we discussed from the business partner point of view. If you have any questions before I go to the next thing, please tell me so that we can resolve that and then proceed to the next topic. Okay, next topic anyway is related to business partner only. I want to show you the tables, how the tables are affected in the background. But still, if you have any questions on the configuration and creation of business partner, go ahead.
Vikram, we had a problem with field selection yesterday, right? I mean, how to make it mandatory.
Material master data, right?
Yeah, that one.
And yes, actually, I haven't got the time to check that, but let me check it. I'll explain you in the next session. Anything on the business partner front?
No,
Hello. Yes, sir. I have. Hello. Hello.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, sir. There is a two thing. One thing that
Yes, go ahead.
grouping and customer vendor, sir. But sir, what is the basic difference? Because in the end, we integrated with both actually, and we create the same number. So actually, what is the basic difference between customer account and grouping actually?
Okay. See, what was happening in ECC is there was no need of this BP grouping. In ECC, we were only doing this thing. We were creating the customer account group, we were creating the number range, and then we were assigning the customer account group to the number range, right? And when we were trying to create a customer, if I go to currently I don't have the access. Maybe I was trying to show you in ECC. I'm not able to log in. Let me just give me a minute. No, I think this is login is expired. Otherwise, I could have shown you in ECC. So maybe I will ask my vendor to extend this. And in the next session, I will show you one cycle of how to create a customer and vendor in ECC. But if you understood this, it is very easy to understand in ECC. So again, let's come to the point. So the question is, why BP groupings are required? Why there is a need of creating customer account groups and BP groupings? See, in ECC, this much setup was enough. Okay, we were creating all these transactions there, they were there in ECC also. We were using these transactions to create a customer account group, number range, and customer assigning the number ranges to the customer account group. But in order to create a customer, we were using this transaction XD01. In this transaction, system was, see currently what system is asking, whenever we are trying to create a new customer, system is asking us BP grouping, right? Customer is not asking us customer account group. In ECC, system was asking us customer account group directly. Okay, and that is the reason this much information was enough. Now what is happening in S4HANA, because we are using transaction BP, and in BP system is not directly asking customer account group. System is asking BP grouping. And that is the reason, in addition to customer account group, we are creating the BP grouping, and then we are assigning the BP grouping to the customer account group. Right. So why BP grouping is required? BP grouping is only required because BP creation is mandatory now, and at the time of BP creation, we don't have the option of providing the customer account group. We want to determine the customer account group based on the BP grouping. Okay. Second thing which you asked, same numbers. See what will happen if I have different numbers for BP and customer. Okay, let's take this example. Let's try to create a new customer now. So I'll go to new organization. I don't want to save the changes. So I will select the other group that I created, which was RFO1. He created RFO1, right? It is not appearing here because this is already opened.
RFO1.
Yes. So if I go to BP, click on the new organization, RFO1. This is what we created for foreign customers. And if you remember, in this one, we are not ticked on the same number indicator. Okay, so if I go to RFO1, and here I will select the same FLCU00 for customer, right? You will get this message and you will click on create. I'm entering the same information what I entered previously, so I'm just pressing the space button. See how system is showing me all the previous values. When you click on the space button, system will show you all the previous values that you used. So I'm just using the previous value. Space button in your keyboard. So space, it is showing me the last value. Again space, it is showing me the last value. Country also I'm pressing the space, and then last one is this maintenance language. So English. Now I'm going to company code data. My company code is RECH. I created the reconciliation account and the sort key. Now just see here, this number and this number. Let's try to save. Okay, anyways, this number is external number. So if I provide any number here, grouping foreign customer as an internal number assignment, do not enter the number. Okay, sorry. Not this number. System is asking me the number for customer. So I have to go to general data, customer general data, and here I have to provide the external number. So let's say if I provide this, it will tell me it should be in the range. So 1000 to 19999. So I will provide, let's say 199999. Okay, and try to save it. Now see at, okay, it is again taking this reconciliation, sort key, and save. So you can see at this number is 7090 and this customer number is 15 times 9. So there is a different number provided to business partner and customer. If I don't tick on that same number indicator, then my numbers would be different and it may create a confusion. So as a business user, I need to remember both the numbers. If I want to find out a particular business partner, I need to remember the business partner number. And if I need to find out the customer number, I need to remember the customer number, which creates a confusion. So what SAP recommends is whenever you are implementing the new SAP system, try to create these two numbers as same. And that is exactly what I've shown you, how you can create the two numbers exactly same by ticking on that indicator and what are the prerequisites.
Oh, okay, sir.
Tushar, or confusion?
Yes, no, sir. Actually, I am just thinking about in the end, we are integrated the BP grouping and customer account group. So that's why I'm confusing because we are giving the same number range. So because it's the same that's why I'm confusing. Now it's
Yeah,
clear.
so that assignment is required because in BP there is no direct customer account group that I can enter. That is the reason there is a assignment required between BP grouping and customer account group.
Okay, sir. Okay.
So hello.
Hello.
When we enter BP group, it is automatically determining the customer account, correct?
Right, exactly, Akshay.
Yeah. So just one more thing. This is one-to-one unique combination will be there, no, always, because do we have means one BP group cannot have two different on customer account group or vendor account group.
Not possible, Akshay. One BP grouping, only one account. So it is
Hello. I have a question, Mr. Vikram. Hello.
yeah, go.
For an already existing BP business partner and a vendor, if a vendor is also a customer, for the existing business partner, can I create a customer?
No, sorry. Can you come again?
See, a vendor can be both, a business partner can be both vendor as well as a customer to an organization. He will both
Right.
supply and also buy from me. So
Mm-hmm.
in that case, now assume like I have already created a vendor. Initially he was a vendor, later he also became a customer. So same business partner I have to create a customer, or I have to create a different business partner and create the customer?
No, same business partner you can use as a vendor as well as a customer.
Okay, that means like one is to same business partner like BP1 can be my V1 and C1 also.
Right, definitely.
Okay. So like that means like existing business partner I have to select and then create a, I mean can create a customer against it, isn't it?
Exactly. Let's do it. See,
Okay.
if I want that this particular customer, I want to create this customer also as my vendor. Okay. So what I need to do is currently I'm in the display mode. That is the reason it will not show me FLVN00 and FLVN01. So if I want to add a new role, so this is my business partner, which is already my customer. I want to extend this to my vendor also. So in that particular case, I will go to the change mode and I will select FLVN00 here. Okay. And you can see it is asking you the relevant information. So it is asking you
Understood.
account.
Okay.
Okay. Asking you the sort key. Okay. And if you try to save, you will get one error. Can you tell me what would be that error? Have we assigned the business partner grouping to vendor account group? The new business partner grouping that we created, we only
No, we
assigned to
haven't.
customer, right? So that error will, let's try. You can see you cannot create a vendor with grouping RFO1 because we have not done the last setting, this one, CVI.
CVI.
Or BP2 vendor, it is not done. Right? Only when you do the BP2 vendor, then only system will be able to allow you to create a vendor. Okay, but this is very common. Normally we create BP groupings at the global level. same BP groupings are assigned to customers also and vendor also. So that if I have a business partner, let's say Reliance is having a Tata as a customer and also as a vendor. So BP, if the Tata is already created, I don't need to create again the separate business partner to treat it as a vendor. Same business partner can be used as a customer also and as a vendor also.
When I asked this question earlier, you said we cannot do that.
No, Akshay, your question was, can I have one BP assigned to multiple vendor account groups?
Okay, maybe I did not ask correctly. I asked one BP account, grouping can be assigned to us customer account group and as well as vendor account group.
Yes, one BP grouping can be assigned to one customer account group, one vendor account group. But one BP grouping cannot be assigned to multiple customer account groups or multiple vendor account groups.
Okay.
Okay, because the configuration is different. Let me complete this configuration, then you will get the idea. So now what I want to do is I want to do the last setting for BP to vendor. Again using CVI. Because you can see the node completely is different for vendor settings and customer settings. So if I come out of this, see currently I'm in the vendor integration. Sorry, this is exactly what I need. So vendor integration, and here I'll create a new entry for R, which one I'm trying to extend? I'm trying to extend 7090, which is RFO1, right? Yeah, RFO1, it is clearly showing here. So RFO1 would be assigned to which vendor account group you want to assign it to. So let's say I will assign it to RFOR. Okay, I will go and assign it to RFOR, which I created as vendor account group, this one. Okay, I'm not ticking on same number, I'm just saying RFOR. RFO, not 0. Okay, and try to save it. Coming to your question, Akshay, can I assign RFO1 to any other group also? So for example, if I try RDO1, see here you will get error. One BP grouping cannot be assigned to multiple customer or vendor account groups, right?
Right. But RF1 is assigned to RFOR already, correct?
Yes, RFO1 BP grouping I am assigning to RFOR vendor account group. And RFO1 is already assigned to customer account group. That is the reason we were able to create the customer.
Yes, correct.
Right. So now if I try to continue with this, if I just press another enter and try to save it, see now the same business partner is your customer also and is your vendor also.
Please
Okay.
check the account group.
Vendor account group. So if you want to check the vendor account group, you will go to general data. Okay. And here, if you are in FLVN00 only, then you will be able to see vendor general data. This vendor general data will only appear if you are in vendor role. If you are in customer role, you will be able to see customer general data. So if you go to general data, this is where you are able to see the account group.
Yeah, got it.
I have a question, Vikram.
Yes, Raj.
For the CVI, what sort of questions we can have in the certification? Or is it just any percentage allocated to this? Because this is one of the new things I could see in S4.
No, I don't think more than. I don't think more than 2 questions will come on CVI. And even if the question comes on CVI, it would be.
Hello.
Hello.
I think we lost him.
Yeah.
Hello, are you able to hear me now?
Able to hear you, Vikram?
Yes.
Yeah, sorry. So, yeah, I was trying to answer Raj's question, certification questions. So, the questions which can be asked are like, which are the different roles related to vendor, or which are the roles related to customer, or maybe what are the two prerequisites of having the same numbers for your BP as well as your customer or vendor. Those kind of questions are asked normally in the exam. Okay, not more than two. Even sometimes one question is enough for BP. BP is a very small concept because see, whatever exams are there, those are not only the exams for the data. The exams are for the entire MM and SD. So only one or two questions can be expected from the master data point of view.
Thanks, Vikram.
Yeah, is this the whole of the CVI or anything new topics are there in CVI?
No, CVI, see, CVI is a very big concept actually, Akshay. When we talk about CVI, it is a very big concept, but only thing is whatever is relevant to us in terms of creation of vendor and customer, this is the only thing that we need to remember. Later on, at the time of system conversion, also I will be explaining you some more details regarding CVI. But for the new implementation point of view, this setting is enough.
Okay.
Okay. So what we were doing is, yeah, so I told you to remind me regarding the flexible group. So that is another answer to the question which Akshay asked. Akshay, you said, if I have a BP grouping, can I have more than one vendor account groups? Okay, I told you the answer. It is not possible. You can assign only one. But even after that, if a customer says, no, I have one BP grouping, but I want at the time of creation of customer or a vendor, I want the option that it provides me the option to enter the account group. Okay, if that is the case, then you have to click on the flexible grouping. When you say flexible grouping, this means system will allow you at the time of business partner, vendor, customer creation that you can change the default grouping which is pre-delivered or which is defaulted from this configuration, right? So whenever I'm creating, let's say, a customer or a vendor using this RFO1, and I don't want the system to default RFOR, I want to select it on my own. Okay, so that kind of flexibility would be provided if you click on the flexible grouping. Okay, but the problem is you cannot use both at the same time. This is also one important question. Can I use same numbers and flexible groupings at the same time? Just try. You'll get an error. Same numbers and flexible groupings cannot be combined. And there is a valid reason. If you say flexible grouping, then system will not check those two prerequisites which are required for same number. Right? That is the reason either you will go with this or you will go with this. And most of the time we don't convince or we don't entertain the customer to use multiple groupings, and that is the reason, although this option is provided, most of the customers will go with the same numbers. Okay, Akshay, clear?
Oh, yes, yes. So for that we need not to maintain the different groupings here.
No, it
Means
will definitely not allow. It will
whatever
definitely not
data
allow.
in group are there, they will all will be shown in F4.
Right. Let me show you. So now I ticked on this flexible grouping, and now if I try to create a new BP, okay, with grouping RFO1. So RFO1, this is correct. This one I want to create FLVN00. Okay, let's click on create, and here let me go and show you in general data. You can see this vendor account group field is open for changes. You can select whatever account group you want.
Okay.
Okay, so
Got
this is flexibility. This is flexibility what is only provided if you click on the flexible group. Otherwise, if I show you same thing for RF or RDO1, which we used yesterday, okay, you can see it is blocked. It is not allowing you to change also. It is automatically defaulting. Okay, here it is not flexible. It is fixed. If you want flexible, you have to tick on this indicator, flexible grouping. I think I closed it. Got the point?
Yes.
Vikram, what is the best practice?
Best practice, normally we go with same numbers.
Thanks.
Okay. So now let's try to understand the table concept.
Vikram,
Okay, because yes, Akshay.
So we can give same number range to customer, vendor, and BP at the same time. Means
Yes, yes. Customer vendor numbers are independent, right? You can have the same numbers, not a problem.
okay. So same number for the customer and same number for the vendor.
Yes, 100%. We can. Only thing is, whenever you are creating the vendor and customer number ranges, they must be same, and that same number tick should be on for both the configurations. Then what will happen is, whenever you are creating a vendor or a customer, let me show you what's happening.
So there we need to in the BP assignment we need to tick on the same.
Right. See, what will happen in that case is, here you will be able to see business partner number, and vendor and customer number also would be same. In this case, we want to create vendor. If I create a customer and if I make sure that the same number tick is on for BP grouping and customer account group, then I'll get the same number here also.
Vikram, just on the screen, I have a question. Say I have created the vendor role first, and then if I come and add later on also that number is reserved, or we have to do it at the same time? Because in this scenario, if you see that we have the supplier first. No?
Raj, number is reserved. I told you the reason yesterday, na? And even if you do it after once, it is going to take the same number. That is the reason these numbers are external, because
that's what it is. Yeah, it's allocated in the back.
Okay. Now, anything in SAP, whenever you do any transaction, whenever you do any configuration, transaction, even the master data that you created, in the background, everything is getting stored in the tables. Okay, so what happens in SAP or any other software? There is a front end and there is a back end. Okay, what do you mean by front end? Front end is what the user is able to see. So this is a front end, right? I'm creating a vendor, I'm getting these fields. But once I enter all this information, and once I click on the save button, what will happen? Whatever data I entered here, that will go and get stored somewhere in the background. Okay, and that is called as backend, what you cannot see. That is something which is stored in the database. So we discussed already in our initial sessions that SAP was using third-party databases till now. Now SAP uses HANA database. So what is exactly the purpose of HANA database? The purpose of HANA database itself is to store all this information. So each and everything, whatever you are entering here, whatever you are able to see here, this is something coming from the database only, right? If I want to see what is stored in the database, what is stored in the different tables, there are few transactions like SE11 or SE16 or SE16N, or you can use SE16H. Okay, there may be some other transactions also, but I think this much are enough. So SE11 and SE16N, these are two commonly used transactions. SE16H is new one, which is provided by SAP in S/4HANA, which can also be used for looking at the tables. But normally, I prefer SE16N. It's up to you whether you are comfortable with SE11 or SE16N. So if I go to SE16N transaction code, you can see it is asking you which table you want to see. Okay, so for example, you need to remember some of the tables. Okay, and that will come when you start working on the system. So one table, for example, material master is MARA, M-A-R-A, is the most important table when it comes to the material master. All the material information is stored in table MARA. If I press enter, you can see it is a table which stores the general information about the material. Okay, so which material we created yesterday? I think we created alcohol to manufacture the sanitizer. So alcohol is a material. If I try to execute, it will show me the complete detail of that particular material master. Okay, so whatever information we entered, when we created, who has created this material, okay, what is the material type, what is the material group, okay, whatever information we entered in that material master screen. If I show you, we entered all these things in transaction MM01. And if I want to display it, I can go to transaction MM03. Okay, so here I will write enter, and enter. You can see all this information: base unit of measurement, material group. So all the things that we entered here, those are getting stored in the table level. Okay, so everything, whatever you do in SAP in the front end, automatically it gets stored in the background. If you delete something in the front end, that will be deleted from the database tables also, right? So just wanted to give you the names of some important tables for those topics which we discussed till now. Okay, so MARA, as I told you, related to material master. Similarly, if I talk about the BP related tables, okay, the tables which are normally used for storing the business partner relevant information, number one is BUT 000. Okay, BP general data table. So here, if you know the business partner number, okay, you can go and find out the business partner. Okay, let's say I want to see the information of this particular business partner. I'll copy this and I will go to the table. Okay, if I just provide this business partner number and execute it, you can see I'm getting the complete detail about this business partner. Okay, so you'll be able to see the name, you'll be able to see the additional information. Okay, so for example, who has created, on what date he has created, all those things you are able to see here. Same way, if I want to see, I know this is very early for you. I'm just giving the introduction as of now. We will be discussing all these things in detail throughout the course. Okay, so BUT 000 is my general table. Similarly, BUT 100 is the roles. What are the different roles created for a particular business partner? So if I enter this business partner number, it will tell me which roles this business partner is created. Okay, and when exactly the business partner role was created. Okay, you can see it is showing you valid from, validity, validity to, all information is available at the role level. So at any point of time, if you want to know how many roles are assigned to the particular business partner, or how many business partners are assigned to FLVN00 role. For example, I want to see all the vendors where BP role FLVN01 is assigned. So it will give you the list of all those business partners where FLVN00 is created. right? So these are the two important tables when it comes to business partner, BUT 000 and BUT 100. Okay, in addition, for customer vendor, if you are coming from ECC background, your customer vendor tables are untouched. Okay, so whatever customers vendors tables were there in ECC, those tables are there in S4HANA also. Okay, which are the different tables in ECC? So for general data, this is vendor. Similarly, I will copy it for the customer also. So segments in customer master data. General, this would be FLCU and this would be FLCU, but this would be sales organization. So anyone who remembers the tables in ECC? What are the different tables in ECC to store the general data for vendor? Okay, if you don't remember, no problem. I'll just provide you the names. LFA1 for general data, LFB1 for company code data, and LFM1 for purchasing data. Okay, let me show you. So if I go to LFA1, you can see this is supplier master general data. Okay, what is the vendor number? I copied it. Oh, sorry. I think something else was copied. Yeah, I copied this text now, so it got refreshed. So let me go to SE16 and once again. Okay, for LFA1, this is a vendor number. If I execute it, it will show me the general data for this vendor. General data means name, address. You can see name, city, postal code, search term, okay, full name. So everything related to the vendor information, general information is getting stored in the general data tab of the supplier. Same way, if I want the company code data, I will go to LFB1. LFB1 and only for particular vendor. So I want to see only this vendor. So it will tell you for which company this vendor is created. This vendor is created for this company code. Okay, if you remember, we entered the reconciliation account, we entered the sort key. This vendor has been created under my ID on this particular date. So all the details, it is very clearly giving you. Right?
I
so
can see few columns are highlighted in yellow. What are those?
Those are primary keys. These are called as primary keys.
Not this one. This one, sort and reconciliation account, and some few blanks there on yellow on the right.
No, I think there are some fields which are system defined, and there are some fields which are coming from the master data that we entered.
Okay. Now, these things like INTID, block indicator, something is there. They are like those columns are highlighted in yellow. So, any significance is there? Like I didn't get that point.
I have to check. Maybe anyone has any idea on this? I don't think there is any significance, but let me check because even I have not given any thought on this.
Maybe this SC16N is view only, or is it modifiable? This table is view only, right?
View only. Okay. Table you cannot directly modify any table. If you go to SE11 also or SE16H also, you cannot modify anything.
These are standard tables, not modifiable. SM30 will not work on this. Exactly. I think, Vikram, yes. My guess would be that these yellow color ones might be a field where some other entry will be coming from our, this is the purchasing, right? During purchasing master data, if we enter, it might come there. Because that 1000 came from BUT, from their role, right? When we did the BP.
No. We did the. BUT will not hold reconciliation
account.
Yeah, that's what this way we said. Did we set it up during creation of BP, right? That 1000.
You mean to say cross application data?
No,
This
definitely
1000
not.
we set up when we created the BP, when we went to the role of the vendor, there we set this up, right? And it came from there.
Okay. Let Raj, let's not create a confusion. Let me tell you what happened. See, when we create the BP, although we are using transaction BP to create the suppliers, okay, but ultimately in BP tables, you will not be able to store anything related to supplier. Let me tell you how exactly.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, I know that. Yeah,
this is
it's not available.
Right. Yeah. So this is my general data. This information may go to, okay, because BP is also created as a master data. But whatever information I'm entering here, this information, reconciliation account, sort key, this will not go to any of the BP table. They will be only available.
My question was that if you go back to that field and see that block ID indicator, right, where that field is there will be there in the company data, I think. If you enter it will come.
There. It is there.
Yeah, so if so that's where I think. But the question of our friend was why it is in yellow, right? That's what.
Yeah, that is something I also need to check. I'll come back to you on that. So block indicator you'll be able to see here. You can see posting.
So if we select that block indicator, that is going to pass there because it's not a mandatory field, but still it's showing yellow. I'm not sure. Okay.
No. I don't think it is mandatory or optional. There is some other logic on that. I'll come back to you on this one. Okay, so LFB1 will allow you to maintain the company code relevant information. Similarly, if you go to LFM1, it will allow you to maintain the purchasing organization related data. Okay, whatever you entered in FLVN01 role. Okay, so if you remember, we entered the currency there. Okay, all other fields are optional. So we are not entered all those things. All right, so this way, you have these three tables which were there in ECC also. They will continue to be in S4 HANA also. Same way for customer, the tables are KNA1 for general data.
KNB1.
KNB1, yes. And
KNVV.
last one.
KNVV.
Right. Last one is KNVV. These are the three tables which stores the customer related information. So these tables are again available as it is. They will be able to store the customer relevant information. So if you go to KNA1, okay, and if you just enter your customer number, whatever it is, maybe let's take it one from BP transaction by customer number. So these are the customers that we created in our company code RECH. So if I want to see the details of this particular customer, I will go to the table. Okay, and I'll enter this customer ID, execute. So general data will give the information. You can see name, city, address information. If you want company code information, you will go to KNB1. Okay. Again, I'm taking the same customer. And same way, if I want the sales organization relevant information, I will go to table KNVB. Okay, so these are the three tables which you should remember from the customer point of view. These are the three tables which you should remember from the vendor point of view, and from BOT, from business partner point of view. Business partner tables. Business partner tables are number 1, BUT 000, which is general data. Okay, there are many, but I'm just highlighting the main ones. BUT 100, these are for roles. Okay, and two last very important tables. Again, integration of BP to customer and vendor. How will you know which BP is assigned to which vendor? How will you know which BP is assigned to which customer? If I know the customer number, okay, let's say in this particular case, let's click on start. So my business partner number is 3100. Okay, luckily numbers are same, but let's take another number where the numbers are different. So how will you check? How will you know from the table that this business partner is assigned to which customer? So you can see business partner number 7090, customer number this one. If I give you this number and tell you, can you tell me what is the customer number? Which table will give this information? Okay, all these tables that we highlighted, BUT 000, BUT 100, all these tables will not give you that information. So there are two important tables, one for customer, second for vendor. CVI, customer vendor integration, underscore CUST for customer link. Same way, second table is CVI underscore VEND underscore link. These are the two important tables when it comes to the integration. Okay, now let me show you how these tables work. So for example, if I know, okay, let's take the same example. I know the vendor, sorry, I know the BP number. And based on this BP number, I want to derive the customer number. So what should I do? In this one, I want first customer number. So for customer, which table I should go? I will go to CVI underscore CUST underscore link. Okay, you can see assignment between customer and business partner. So the problem is here it will not show you the business partner number directly. That is another problem. There is customer number is there. If I want a customer number, based on the customer number, if I want to determine BP, I can do that. So if my customer number is this one, I will copy this and I will go to this table. Okay, and enter the customer number here. Execute. So you can see it is not giving me business partner number. Instead, it is giving me business partner GUID. What I need to do is I need to create a connection of this with
BUT 000.
Right. So in BUT 000, we have business partner GUID. Okay, you can see Control F GUID. It will take you to the business partner GUID field. Here you need to enter this big number, and then it will tell you which business partner is related. You can see this business partner number. So if you want to have the integration between customer and BP, it is not available in the single table. You have to create a join between two tables. BUT 000 and CVI underscore cust underscore link or CVI underscore vend underscore link. Okay, so these are some of the important tables that you should remember from the customer, vendor, and BP point of view. From material master, I already told you most important table for material is MARA. Okay, there are some other tables also which we'll be discussing. So we have MARA, we have MARC, we have MARD. There are a lot of tables. We will be discussing that later on. MARA we already seen, but others we will see in detail.
Vikram, if you go
Yes.
back to the table, can we see the fields? Or can you just go back to the table, please?
Table, okay. Which table you want me to go to? BUT 000.
Whichever one that showed yellow. Just if can we double click and see what is that field values? Is it like in SV11 we can see whether it's a foreign key or a primary key? Because I think that might be the foreign key. If you go to if you double click on any of the field, whether it goes to the view of the foreign field, like in S11 it goes. So if you see in the right, somewhere it should say that foreign key, right? If you go to S11, I think it's much easier for me. And just put that, yeah, and we will just take one of the field like a target group or something. And that field, one of that field, yeah, what is that group? BU group or something was there, I think. If you click that, double click that field.
This one?
And it will pop up, yeah, the field name, yeah, the data element field name. It should say what type of field it is. So that's a foreign key field, I believe. Now if you go, yeah. If you go back a bit, yeah, just click on that BU underscore group in the field, not in the data element. Yeah, and
going to say here.
Yeah, you click there, and then there will be the foreign key or whatever the primary key should be there somewhere here. If you come down
We can
a
see
bit. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, that's, if that is yellow, that will be a foreign key, I believe. Yeah, I'm thinking because that's how the primary key and the foreign key we differentiate in the lab, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the reason I think it is. Yeah, that's the understanding. Yeah.
Okay. Let me check on this and maybe I'll confirm. Maybe you are right, but I need to come up with a proper explanation. Okay. So let me send it to you via chat screen itself. Otherwise, once I disconnect, this will go away. This is important. You should keep it somewhere safe. Okay, I'm sending you via the chat screen. Please save it. Have you received it?
The chat is disabled actually. I can't get anything.
Chat is disabled.
Are you even not able to see?
No.
Oh. There's option to enable chat. Okay, anyways, I'll send you this via mail. I have to check from where I need to enable. So as of now, I'll send you this via mail. Immediately, I'll send it to you.
Yesterday's session, did you? Sorry, Vikram. Yesterday's session, did you send us the clip, the recording, or I was not able to see? Okay.
Yeah, it was getting uploaded in the morning. So immediately after the session, I'll send it to you.
Thank you.
Okay, so any questions before we close? I don't want to take any next topic now. We already completed one important topic, so let's close it here. And now I think we are at that stage where we need to segregate MM and SD. So let me come back to you on Thursday or Friday. Accordingly, I will send you the invoice. Based on that, we will meet.
Thanks, Vikram.
Yeah, thanks, Vikram.
Thank you.
How many
Bye.
are there of?
Sorry, Akshay.
How many SD guys are there? Sales.
SD, I think 4545. Both are 4545.
Okay, great.
Okay, chalo. Thank you then. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.